Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney. And I'm Janita. And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, unified welterweight superstar boxer Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. announced this past Saturday that he will be making a ring return either May or June after suffering a horrific car accident back in October, which saw him out for quite some time and not in the public eye, not speaking, and leaving the boxing pundits, fans, and everybody to speculate on what's next for the champion. With that said, highly decorated analyst and trainer Teddy Atlas questions whether Errol Spence's mentality would allow him to continue forward with a great legacy, to leave behind him a great legacy, to continue a path of carving out a great legacy. Teddy Atlas believes that it's a strong possibility that after suffering a horrific accident, that Errol Spence Jr. will have flashbacks once he steps in the ring of the horrific accident and start to doubt himself, might start to doubt himself in the ring, might start to question, might start to worry, might start to think about the accident itself. Teddy Atlas put it, his life flashed before him, and there's no way possible he could get into a combat sport and not see what took place that night flash before him and see his life flash before him and that play a part. He says, you can say what you want. Errol Spence can say what he wants. He says that he believes Errol Spence needs a tune-up fight just to get back in the thick of things. He says sparring is going to answer some questions for him as far as, his mentality goes and where he lies at this point in time. He says, but he needs a tune-up fight to truly measure where his mentality is after suffering such a horrific car accident, because just as it being a human being, it's going to come into question that situation. It's quote unquote PTSD, right? Post-traumatic syndrome, right? Post-traumatic syndrome disorder, PTSD, right? And so this is what Teddy Atlas believes that is what's going to take place with Errol Spence is a strong possibility. He says now there's a strong possibility that Errol Spence can just clearly bounce back. My opinion is this. I believe that Errol Spence will bounce back. Being a person that once upon a time suffered from PTSD, I know all about that. And it is a tough thing to deal with. There's reminders, just smallest things, the smell of the air, the scent of a barbecue, the scent of, let's say, cigarette smoke, driving past a certain place. There's little reminders that can trigger. There's little triggers, right? And so I understand where Teddy Atlas is coming from. But I think that Errol Spence Jr. May be just looking to get in the ring and put it all behind him. Put all the doubt behind him, put all the question behind him, put all, the situation in its entirety behind him. He seems to be wanting to just get forward. And I think that's the reason why he's saying that he doesn't want a tune-up fight, because the tune-up fight highlights what took place in that moment and that night, right? He's having a tune-up fight. He wouldn't be having a tune-up fight if that didn't take place. He wouldn't be having a tune-up fight if that night, didn't come to fruition in the manner it did. So with that said, I believe that that's part of the reason why Errol Spence just wanted to jump, over the whole tune-up fight situation, because that's going to be the buildup. See, when it's another fight, a big name opponent, the buildup for it is going to be, there's going to be questioning. Is he ready? Is he healthy? Is he back? Can he do it? Can he push forward? Absolutely. Those are going to be questions. He's going to face those questions at press conferences. He's going to face those questions at the weigh-in. He's going to face those questions, just an entire buildup to whatever fight and whomever he's facing, right? But it lessens when you're fighting a big name opponent, because the focus is largely going to be on, can he defeat this big name opponent? More so, if he's having a tune-up, the entire build-up, the entire weigh-in, the entire press conference is going to be focused around Errol Spence's situation with the car accident. So part of me strongly believes that Errol Spence wanted to just put that behind him. I understand that. Also, as far as him being in the ring and, having flashbacks, I highly doubt that because he's been doing this for far too long. No matter what you suffer outside of the ring, muscle memory kicks in, right? His fight nature is going to kick in. So I highly doubt that plays a part in him, in his performances once he steps in the square circle and steps through those ropes. I highly doubt that, right? Because actually it would, you blank it out, actually, once you get into a situation where you're familiar with. When you go into the gym, you used to go into the gym every day, or you get back in routine. If you go to any type of a mental health doctor, they're going to tell you to get into a routine because that helps push what you're going through aside. It helps the recovery. So him getting back in the ring actually is going to be recovery for Errol Spence Jr. So I don't think that the situation with the accident mentally is going to play a part in him having setbacks. If he has any setbacks in the ring, it's going to be due to his opposition and lack of preparation. That's point blank and period. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with his mentality and dealing with the situation with the horrific accident. So I can't wait to see when he gets back in the ring. Teddy Atlas believes that this is, this is going to play a part. That's what Teddy Atlas is hinting at. He believes that this is going to play a strong part. And Teddy Atlas also touched on the fact of Errol Spence fighting Terrence Crawford. He says it would be absolutely travesty if the sport of boxing doesn't get this fight. So I agree. This is a huge fight in the sport of boxing, and it definitely needs to happen. But we need to see Errol Spence at 100% before that fight with Terrence Crawford happens. A lot of people are going to come out and they're going to say, oh, the detractors just want to, get you off the square of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. That's not the truth at all. I want to see the best against the best, point blank and period. So hopefully Errol Spence shows us against Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, whomever he faces next, that he still has it. He's still on the path to carve out greatness for his legacy. And we get that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, point blank and period. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at BlueBloodSportsTV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the Empress. Much love. Mwah.